Hello and welcome to the Daily Draft, where we take Magic one draft at a time. My name is Morgan, and I'm a day late, but I had finals yesterday, so I've got an excuse. We are once more in a vintage Swiss draft, and excuse me, goodness, and I'm consuming a caffeinated, carbonated beverage right now, so my apologies. And we'll get started as soon as a couple more people hop in the queue. Okie dokie, we opened a Mox Jet, which is good. Taking a power first pick is generally a pretty good idea. Especially Mox Jet. Mox Jet can be used to cast things like Demonic Tutor or Imperial Seal. Not necessarily Imperial Seal. Vampiric Tutor. Other notable cards in the pack. Deceiver Exarch. There is a Splinter Twin strategy in the format. There's also Thran Dynamo, which is a great piece of ramp. Deranged Hermit is great in the mono green decks. It just puts a lot of bodies on the board for Craterhoof Behemoth. Some Caryatid is a fine mana dork. And Dragonlord Silumgar is great when everybody's casting things like Blightsteel Colossus. But pretty easy to take the Mox Jet. Here, I'm going to take Karn, passing a Craterhoof Behemoth and Tomb. Noble Hierarch is a great mana dork. But Karn is colorless. It goes into a lot of different strategies, either like the green ramp strategies or the mono brown ramp strategies, or just the, I don't know, I have a Mox Jet, so I'm going to play Karn on turn 6 control strategies. But yeah, Karn is great. Really hard to deal with, and awesome. Alrighty, the most powerful card in this pack is probably Mishra's Workshop. You can pay 3 mana to cast artifact spells, but it doesn't produce mana any other way. There's Yav Elder. Converting Catacombs is sweet mana fixing, especially in a format that has a lot of duels in it. Exalted Angel is a 4/5 for 4, which is pretty great. There's nothing that really makes me want to take a Mishra's Workshop, I guess, versus a Verdant Catacombs. I'm probably taking a land from this pack. Let's get that out of the way. I'm gonna take the Verdant Catacombs. Mishra's Workshop not producing any mana apart from producing colored mana, or producing artifact mana, is not great. Here, I'm going to take Opposition, because Opposition is so much fun, you guys. Tap an untapped creature you control, tap target artifact creature, or land. Great with token makers like Cloud Goat Ranger, great with Master of Waves, and great if you pick it up early and then start using it. Here, I'm going to take the Azorius Signet. Azorius Signet, being artifact mana, is fine. It's also ramp and on color to what we have decided we're going to do, or are probably going to do. Here we could take an Underground Sea, which we could fetch with Verdant Catacombs, so that's nice. There's also a Preordain though, and I think we want the Preordain. Having cheap deck manipulation is pretty important in this format, and Preordain is one of the better ones to do that with. So, we're going to take that. Here, I could see taking the Kadoltha Forge Master, sort of, but, excuse me, I think it's just like Thada or Elves. I'm going to go ahead and take Thada. She's on color, and she's really good in this format. So, for those of you who don't know, Thada has Island Walk. It's a 2/2, and whenever she deals combat damage to a player, search that player's library for an artifact card and exile it. Then that player shuffles his or her library until end of turn. You may play that card. So you can take their Moxen, you can take their Lotuses, whatever. So Secure the Wastes is super good with Opposition. Gush is pretty good too, but I think we just want Secure the Wastes. Here, wow, just red. I'm gonna take Journey to Nowhere. I'm not sure if Journey to Nowhere is a main deck card, but I'll plan on it for now. going to take the Phyrexian Revoker over the Seeker of the Way here. There's also an Abrupt Decay in this pack, but Revoker is a creature that can be used with opposition, and it can shut down anything from Moxen and Lotuses to fetch lands. I'm gonna take the Bonfire here. I don't think we wheeled the Cloud Goat Ranger, which is kind of unfortunate. We did wheel a Bloodstained Mire, though, so I think I take that over Tassiger. Mana Tithe, sure. Necrotal. Yeah, we didn't wheel a Cloud Goat Ranger. That's unfortunate. That would have been good with opposition. Alrighty. So, in this pack, there are quite a few good cards for us. There's a Consecrated Sphinx and an Elish Norn, which are both very powerful. There is a Vampiric Tutor, which is, a tutor, which is great, but, not really what we're doing right now. I think I'd rather have the Consecrated Sphinx than the Elish Norn, just by pure power level. We don't necessarily know that we're white right now. And Consecrated Sphinx is super good. It draws you cards, man. It's also a 6-drop, which is pretty cheap. Here, I could take Tolarian Academy. I could take Signet, Coalition Relic, Tezzeret, Volk. I think I just want the Academy here. Like, I have 3 artifacts right now. The difference between Academy and Mishra's Workshop is that Academy generally taps for at least 1. So, Relic and Signet are both very good, but we're going to take the Academy. Here, let's see, I could take Pithing Needle, Izumaru. Venser's probably the best card, or Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize and Venser. Tropical Island makes Verdant Catacombs able to fetch a blue source, but I think I just want Venser here. Venser, when it enters the battlefield, return target spell or permanent to its owner's hand. It's a remand, but instead of getting a creature, you get a body. Or getting a card, you get a body, rather. Geist is pretty cool, but probably not that great. Excuse me. I'll take a Pestermite, that's fine. Not a lot going on in this pack for me, unfortunately. I will just take a Breeding Pool. Breeding Pool, like Tropical Island, allows Verdant Catacombs to fetch for blue. And it fixes mana, I guess. What? Is Monastery Mentor in this cube? Here, ooh, Caracas. Caracas is in the same pack as Emrakul. There's also a Repeal, but I think Caracas is just better in this cube. It protects you from all of the big legends that happen. For example, Emrakul and Gristlebrand. Here, there's not a lot going on. I could take Kiki-Jiki. Awakening Zone is pretty good. Siege Gang Commander is pretty good. Kiki-Jiki combos with Pestermite, but I hate relying on that combo. It's actually Not a great thing to do in this format, turns out. We have mana fixing for Whispered Elemental, but I think Siege Gang Commander is just the best card overall in that pack. Wow. Cryptic Command, Brimstone Volley, Mana War, even Chandra. I think it's between Mana War and Cryptic. And Mana War is a creature for opposition. But Cryptic Command seems pretty good. Yeah, we're going to take the Cryptic Command. It's a little bit more flexible than Mana War. Here I'm going to take the Rakdos Signet over the Pentad Prism, Delver, Damnation. Rakdos Signet was a good pickup with his Tolarian Academy. Pretty easily picking up a Volkir over Frantic Search and Flame Tongue. We need mana fixing in this deck in a pretty bad way. Also put Rex Sage in my sideboard. Could splash it. Incinerate's actually a fine card to pick up here. At some points it's removable. Stormbreath Dragon's fun too. We might actually have a pretty sweet red-blue deck shaping up. Monastery Mentor is in fact in this cube, so I'd still be willing to play that. Ooh, Soul Ring. So, fun fact, Soul Ring is probably the best piece of, like, pseudo-power in the set. Is it Signet, Lightning Bolt, Sword, are all great, but Soul Ring allows me to cast, like, a turn 2 opposition, which would be pretty sweet. Turn 4 Consecrated Sphinx. So yeah, we're just gonna take the Soul Ring and hope to wheel, like, a Signet or an Inferno Titan, because that's gonna happen. I could take Winter Orb here. I think I just take... None of these cards are really good for the plan, you know? Solemn might be fine. I think I just take Basalt Monolith though. It's the best piece of ramp in the pack. And getting out an early Karn, I think, is one of the ways that we can win the game pretty easily. The best card in the pack is probably Council's Judgment. Shriekmaw's good. But, I mean, probably not going to play the Council's Judgment. Unless I get a Mentor. I'm still, like, holding out hope for a Monastery Mentor. Got really excited for a second. Here, easily taking out Trinket Mage. Trinket Mage can get Soul Ring, Mox Jet, and that's about it, but, you know, still really good. Also, it's a 2/2. Counterspell's pretty good. Like, I'm playing a blue deck. I can't imagine it would be bad. Here, there's a Gilded Lotus. There's a Balance, which would be fun. Let's be real. Sacred Foundry can fetch white with Bloodstained Mire, I guess. I'm gonna take the Balance, just in case. Oh, hey. Anything else better than this? No. Sorry, Balance. We're gonna take this Nicol Bolas. You never pass Nicol Bolas in this cube. Or, I never do. So, new goal. Ramp out Nicol Bolas. Could take Deathrite Shaman. Deathrite Shaman would actually be pretty cool in this deck. Yeah. Wow, we wield the Inferno Titan and the Bolt and Diabolic Edict, which is actually a very good card in this cube. I think we just want the Titan. Diabolic Edict is just pretty nutty, though. Yep, alright, Titan, that's fine. Relic Warder can go on the sideboard. Through the Breach would actually be pretty funny with, like, Inferno Titan, but we'll just take a Garruk, I guess. Necrotal's going back in. Supreme Verdict. Bonfire can go in. Wow, nobody was playing red. I probably should have drafted mono red. Just getting that hint from all of the really late mono red stuff. I just can't bring myself to do it, though. That's the issue. Sure. Yeah, last pick Sulfuric Vortex. I could probably build a good mono red deck. Anyway. But we have a Nicol Bolas, so it's not happening, actually. Alright, so what are we cutting here? Probably just Revoker or Opposition. I don't really have a lot of creatures to use with Opposition. What do we got? I have 11 creatures, so 1, 2... Well, Siege Gang is really good with Opposition. So we need to cut one thing, because I consider Mox Jet to be like a land slot. It might just be Opposition. I don't think it does quite enough in this deck. Sweet, cool. Let's look at our mana base. Karakas is going to be in the sideboard. So I've got black. So this can fetch Grixis. This can fetch black and blue. It's mostly blue. That seems fine, right? We've got the Signets. Recto Signet at least. That produces black. The mana base is a little bit sketchy, but we're gonna give it a shot. And, pretty awesome. Our deck, like, morphed from an Opposition deck into a, like, top-end heavy Grixis deck. Yeah, whatever. We'll do it. We'll run it. We'll see how it goes.